This video shows how to create forms in Excel with cascading lists that are going to control data input. So the purpose of a cascading list, and what I mean by that, is that someone will have a data input box where there's a drop-down and they will select something, and based on that selection, the next set of boxes, that one or more that they choose from that have drop-down information, will change based on what they picked in the previous box. So that's what I mean by a cascading list. So let's see how this works. So in this example, because we work in the tech industry, I'm going to talk about maybe I'm trying to gather some information from somebody about what kinds of concerns they have about their network, or what kinds of problem points they have, pain points, etc. And I'm trying to collect data. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think of some things that they might run into, and I have this full list here, as you can see. And if I ask them, if I basically just give them these things, these were quick things that came across my brain as I was doing this. If I were to say, hey, which of these are you having problems with? This is kind of a lot of information, and most people will find some overload in that. And I probably won't get necessarily the best information from them. If I'm trying to use Excel as a form and I send them this, if it were a drop down especially, they're not going to look at all these things. There's no way they're going to scroll at this drop down, because what that would look like, if I were to go over here and I say technology concerns, and I'll just show you in one, and this is sort of assuming you know how to do data validation, but if you don't, you would click on the data tab, data validation, select data validation, and then I'm going to say list, so I get a drop down. I'm going to click in the source box, which then lets me go to the tab I want, and I can grab all of the possible items. And you could select more in case you thought you were going to add more later, but it'll also leave blanks, and I don't like that. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to say OK, and now when I come back here, if I click on this drop down, you'll see that there's a box here for scrolling. Most people are going to grab something and just run with it. They're not going to sit here and scroll down every possible reason for things you've given them. This is just like, you can see how long this could get. So this is why we want to change the way we do this. So I'm going to remove that data validation. I'm going to say clear and OK, and that's how you remove that. So I'm going to delete my data, I go back to the full list, and so instead what I've done is I've created a tab called Tech Concerns, where I have broken down all those different types of things into different categories. So business continuity is shortened and hyphenated here, BC. Data integrity is this DI list, ransomware protection is RP, and there are some things in here you'll see in several lists, like cloud-based backups, and there's also endpoint protection that's going to show up in several categories because they relate to them. This list over here was just 100% unique. But over here, I've got all the different things that people might be concerned about and the different category with which they may be concerned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cascading set of lists that are based off of this type of concern. So I'm going to go back to my data validation. I'm going to do the same thing I just did, and I'm only going to do 20 of here. And I'm going to say data validation, list, source. Once I click in the box, then all I have to do is click over here, and I'm going to grab these types. Be sure you don't grab the title. That's just for you. That's not for this. And so then you can see in here, it's done absolute references to those cells to grab those different categories. I'm going to say OK. And now you can see I've dropped down list, so I can click in here, and I'm worried about ransomware protection. Okay, so that's the area that I'm concerned in. What are my specific concerns? So I already have these set up, but I'm going to show you how you would create these cascading lists. So first I'm going to go back to my tech concerns page, and the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to select all of the data for each of these categories, the corresponding categories, because these are going to be basically the cascading list. If somebody picked ransomware protection, the list that they're going to get prompted with in the next dropdown is going to be these items right here. So that's what I want to work. So then I need to identify these as a selection of data. And to do that, you go into formulas and you say create from selection. Now you'll notice I have selected here in business continuity, there's several different subcategories, but in say ransomware protection, there's many less. I would in essence have blanks underneath selected, but there is a way to fix that. So I'll show you how to do that once we create these selections. So I'm going to click create selection, and my names from the values are, I'm going to say top row, not the left column, but you can see why they would think that, right? And then once you do that, it just the menu disappears. And so then the way you check it is by coming over here to Name Manager. So I'm going to click on Name Manager, and you can see here's all my headings up here. listed here. And then these are actually, believe it or not, showing every single value that's possible in them. So if I were to scroll all the way over, you could see them all. And then it tells you also where it refers to. So it's showing the tab here and the absolute cell references. And then basically, so here's how you could change something. So like if I look at RP, ransomware protection, you can see down here, the absolute reference goes to D11, but I don't need that. I really only needed to go through D5. Oops, can't click on it because I'm in the middle of it. So D5. So I can click down here and say D5. And then I click this little green checkbox to save it. And now it's not going to have empty spaces below it. And you could do these with each one of these if you want. You also don't have to. This is just if you have a list with very large variances in the numbers of items in that little sub list, you may want to tidy up your list. You also may not want to because you might think of other things later. So that's totally up to you. This is not necessary. It's just how you would do it if you wanted to. So I'm going to close this now that I have double checked that each of the selections that I have tried to create have been created. So I'm going to close this. Now if I go over to my info form, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those references to create a formula that allows me to use those lists to autofill. So I'm going to select the same cells and I'm going to say back to data tab, data validation, data validation. I'm going to say list again, and then I'm going to type a formula. So I'm not going to type all this out because it would take a really long time to do. But the formula is basically an if statement that then identifies if what's picked over here equals one of the names you saw, then please show that list, etc., 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 till you list all of your different list types. So I'm going to click cancel. I'll show you here what that looks like by going to data validation, and here it is right here. So it's saying if E2, so if my technology concern is business continuity, show me BC, that list that I've identified as BC, which is business continuity concerns. And then it says, basically keep going. If that doesn't match, then if E2 equals data integrity, then show DI. And it's going to go on all the way until the end. So if you wanted to see what this entire formula looked like, I could show you what it looks like in Notepad. So here you see the business continuity that you just saw in that square. Then if E2 equals data integrity, show DI. If it's ransomware, show ransomware protection. This RP, now remember, these are the selection titles that I have set in the Tech Concerns tab. If it's securing the network, show that. If it's managing access to data, show that. And then last but not least, if it's employee productivity, show that. And then the end to all those if statements. I often work on this in Notepad because if you make a single mistake and it doesn't work, it's really hard to navigate in here. And I'll show you if I click like the right arrow, see how it automatically changed and put something in weird in the field because it moved my cursor back here and added that into here rather than moving my cursor one right. So that's not what I want to do. So trying to type in here if you make a mistake or to move around, if you can't click to it, is really very challenging. So I'm going to click cancel. So once you have that, again, it looks like this. So it's an if, and then you start with, here's where your list, your data validation is for your original list. Here's your basically your more broad category. And then if somebody selects something in there that matches one of your selections you've created, then show them the other list. That's all this is saying. So you do have to make sure you get the content correctly. You do want to have, after each if, you want to have a start parentheses, and you want to keep referencing this E column, and then you want to put an equal sign, then the start quotes before the name, and then a comma after each one. Then you do the title of the selections you created, a comma again, and then you just keep going if. You don't end parenthesis till the very end because it's going to read each one of these at a time. Like if it runs into this one, then it's just going to show this and stop trying to run this formula. If it doesn't, it just keeps on going. So that's how the actual formatting works. It's a little bit complicated, but once you look at it, it's really not very hard. So then now that this is working, I can click here. Whoops. Actually, I have to click here first and pick something. So I'm going to pick data integrity, and then once I do data integrity, here's the things that I can choose from those. From this ransomware protection, I can go over here and I can say, oh, I'm worried about training my staff. And you can basically do this in any of the ones you've got. Managing access to data, I'm worried about managing user access changes. So these are all the different things that might be possible in these different categories. But this is basically how you can create a list of something, And I'll go over here, it's a little easier to see. So you can create some categories, some more vague categories, and then break your data down into smaller chunks. It's going to get you much better data back from people and more accurate information than if, like we showed before, people have to sit and scroll through this entire list. People aren't going to do it. So if you're looking to get better information and or create forms in Excel, this is a great way to manage the content that you get and the quality of the data that comes back to you.